to have some fun. One of the premier powers in the long, rich history of wrestling, Oklahoma State in town. Here are the first 5 matches. We start with a rematch of last year's semifinal with Spratley and Ventresca. Forrest and Seidel, as we documented, at 133. Keep an eye at Troy Spratley, 2-0 lifetime against Eddie. Here, Spratley 11-2. The NCAA finalists losing to NC State's Vince Robinson of Roxbury, New Jersey. Via bonus points, both of his losses this year coming at national duels, losing to NC State's Robinson by a point, and Iowa's Dean Peterson by a point.
For those of you all that know a lot about college wrestling, you looked up and down these lineups, you know that this match is very important for Virginia Tech.
All-time meeting between these two programs. Great to have you with us Sunday afternoon wrestling from Castle. Eddie Ventresca, 2-time All-American, coming off an All-American showing a season ago, placing 5th at this weight. And the question for Ventresca and Virginia Tech, can he figure out the puzzle that is Troy Spratley? 2 matches, 2 losses to the redshirt junior.
And Spratley majored him the first time, but Eddie in overtime. So let's see if he's figured out. We're going to find out if fast Eddie's going to show how fast he is.
Keep those hands clean, please. Keep them up.
One thing that you saw about Spratley, he's a hard leg lead, and he will continue to press forward. And with Eddie Ventresca, you have to make sure you always stay in your stance because he is fast. If there's ever a moment that you are not disciplined, he's going to get in on your legs.
Collar tie and a snap there, attempted snap by Ventresca. Spratley's been as consistent as they come the last 3 years for Oklahoma State. He has been the spark atop their lineup sheet each and every night. 3rd year as the starter, has not missed a duel in his time in Stillwater. Just one of those guys, brings the energy every single day. How he trains, just a great leader for a young team that David Taylor has built.
Spratley is stalking. He's keeping his butt inside right where the Virginia Tech is, left leg, and he's moving forward. Not rushing, but moving forward.
Sprawl back here by Ventresca, and our official Kevin Linich will stop the action. A little more than a minute to go in this opening period.
Sean, they were lined out outside. They were waiting to get in for this match.
2 o'clock Eastern start, and they were out there when we showed up around 12 o'clock today, and it's a cold rain that's falling outside. That's a reflection of what Tony Roby has built, the passion and the enthusiasm in this part of the country for this sport.
Hey, you can grab
and let's give credit to both these coaching staffs. Right in the midst of their dual meet season, they're picking up a very tough out-of-conference match. This is the stuff we need in wrestling.
Great precursors for what's to come next month in the conference championships leading to Cleveland and the NCAAs.
Eddie went for a little tap of the head, shooting to the left leg lead of Spratley. He didn't get close. Look at Spratley. He's really stalking extremely well. You see him? Keeping the head, pushing forward.
Tony Roby, his 9th year as the head coach. He arrived here in Blacksburg as an assistant in 2006, 5-time ACC Coach of the Year. He has guided a couple of national champions in his tenure, and what he has done, Rock, is he has just loaded the cabinet with young talent, not just with this past recruiting cycle, but the next year as well.
He has, and they are building. Both of these teams are building, have young guys on their team, and young guys that are performing.
You think these lineups are good this year? Wait until next year for both.
My goodness,
David Taylor and Tony Roby. Spratley gets away quickly, a 1-0 lead for the Cowboy. Opening match, 125. We started traditionally. David Taylor is a traditional guy. He wants to go at 125, he told us yesterday.
I tried to convince both these guys to start at 141, but they didn't listen to my pleas. We saw Spratley get up relatively quickly. Eddie Ventresca has been very good in his top wrestling. But one thing that we've also seen with Eddie Ventresca, he's very used to these tight matches. Look how Spratley has continued to stalk. Look, he's continued to keep Eddie Ventresca on the edge. Now he's got to kind of shoot him off to get into the official's head, saying that I am controlling the center of the mat. You see how he's circling right back in? Controlling the center of the mat.
Work through that, guys. Work through that time. Stop.
A stoppage. We will get a restart in the center. 48 seconds to go. The escape by Spratley has been it. Troy Spratley won a couple of state championships in 2 different states. Pennsylvania as a freshman, then won a title in Oklahoma. 3rd year in Stillwater. They call him Spark Plug just for what he does each and every night, dual competition. Team really feeds off his energy.
Eddie's got the full man beard, and Spratley's got a nice 1970s mustache.
Yeah, we asked Eddie when the razor might come out. He said not for a while. He's pretty happy with it. Both he and assistant coach Tonelli. Again, Spratley continues to bring the fight to Ventresca. Ventresca just holding ground, and he will have an opportunity underneath. An icon in the sport, David Taylor, 2021 Olympic gold medalist, 3-time world champion, year 2 in Stillwater.
We got no warnings, no cautions.
Never easy to follow a legend like Taylor is doing with the retired John Smith, but if there was a name in this sport that could do it and continue to build, it's that guy in the Oklahoma State corner.
Good motion there by Ventresca, but it looks like Spratley has kind of slowed him down a little bit. Mat wrestling is a big difference when you have these high-level guys.
Green 1, green 2.
Here the count from Kevin Linich, working his way back up the body, and that's what Spratley does. Does not stay below the waist. Now Ventresca into a stand-up, trying to turn and face, and he gets away. So we are squared away at 1.
And immediately, Ventresca's back is to the out of bounds, and Spratley's continuing to move forward. He's cutting him off. Eddie's got to circle in.
Will not let Ventresca get back in. Spratley again coming in on a shot near the edge.
You see that Eddie Ventresca is trying to block that hand. You see him holding that hand right there? By holding that hand, that prevents Spratley from locking hands. Now here's escape. It's just motion. Stay in, get your heels in, cut in, get your 1. We are tied up.
1 minute to decide this one. If nothing changes, we'll go into the 2-minute sudden victory. Mentioned this is the 3rd meeting between these 2 wrestlers. Spratley won back in 2024 by major decision. Ventresca in the tiebreaker, coming up a couple points short last year in the national semifinals, and they are side by side, tight as they come right here.
Lots of implications here for national seeds for the NCAAs in Cleveland. Wait for somebody to explode. Wait for somebody to do something here.
Ventresca started to come in, had his angle cut off by Spratley. Short time,
guys, short. Stay in here.
Most times Eddie gets in on that shot, but Spratley just kept that left arm down and just kind of blocked it out.
So for the 2nd straight meeting with these 2 wrestlers, regulation time not enough. We go to sudden victory. 2 minutes, first one to score wins. This crowd inside Castle knows this is a huge way to Virginia Tech is to knock off the Cowboys.
You're right about that. This is a big match. And with 8,000 people here, most of them being Virginia Tech fans, they need to get behind Eddie.
Keep those clean.
Hand fight right now, Ventresca. Wrist grip, Spratley clears it away. Now both wrestlers shot simultaneously. Spratley gets underneath, key scramble here.
Right at the same time, they both got in there. There was a little roll action, and Eddie Ventresca got the underhook.
Cannot maneuver it any further, and we go back to the feet.
It looks here that they were both about to shoot, but it was Spratley had a lower level. The lower guy usually gets in. Good defense there by Eddie Ventresca.
Boy, you wait, and then bang, they both shoot at the same time.
When you have high-level wrestlers like this, you only get just a small moment to score. 1 minute left in sudden victory. Sudden victory, first point scored. Anyway, it could be a takedown, it could be an illegal hold. Any score.
Inside a minute, Ventresca again shielded away just as he started to come in. Spratley puts up that armor, has the head underneath the chest. And we'll get a whistle with 41 seconds.
Yep, go ahead, fix it.
Eddie Ventresca told us he's the first in the family to wrestle. He actually discovered the sport through a neighbor back home in Roxbury, New Jersey. He was doing some football drills and he was in a wrestling stance. The neighbor took notice, and you know the rest of the story. Two-time All-American, veteran for Coach Roby and the Hokies.
Look for a reshot here. Reshot. Both guys opening up right now. I like how Spratley is continuing to lower his level and push forward. No stall calls have been made in this match.
Warning, red.
And just as you say that, the first one is given to Ventresca.
The whole time you saw this, Spratley was cutting off the mat, and he's continuing to move. Smart wrestling.
And we will go to two 30-second tiebreakers wrestled to completion.
30s.
Flip of the disc as it rolls around and it comes up red. So Ventresca's choice. Two 30-second tiebreakers. They'll alternate positions. Final instructions from David Taylor, a very calm, cool, collected Tony Roby.
And Spratley had a longer riding period than Eddie did. Eddie's got to move quickly out of this. And Spratley's got to stop that first motion and break into the mat.
Riding time's going to be key, and now a quick start underneath and a caution given to Ventresca.
They're trying to get just the slightest advantage here. Eddie Ventresca's going to try and put his elbows in, and Spratley's going to try and do the look of a double thigh pride to get underneath. The second one. His first.
That time it's on Spratley trying to get to his setup. So big smile on his face. He's going to pop up, loosen up a little bit. Each one has been given a caution.
He went claw ride there.
Hey, Red, you're good. Go ahead, Green.
Elbows in. He's staying tight on the hips. He's going to hold that leg. He can hold that.
Ventresca gets away. 6 seconds for Spratley, and then Spratley comes right back into the shot.
Back in. We're still wrestling through here. There's nothing yet. They're in a neutral position. Still neutral. Nothing. Looks like he's going to short time here. Continue to move forward. Good wrestling there. He's got to pop his head. Spratley's almost there to pop his head. Is he going to get it? It's close. It's close. No. So, right now, Spratley has 6 seconds advantage time. He has to get out in under 6 seconds. Most importantly, he has to get out. So the first step here, Spratley needs to escape. Better if he gets it done in less than 6 seconds. It's about to go down.
Ventresca into position, and now a caution underneath. That's the second caution on Spratley.
Very important, you have to adjust the riding time. So it was 6 seconds, 5 seconds. You at home may say, that doesn't make a difference. You're wrong. It makes a huge difference with these two high-level guys.
They will not restart until they get the riding time situated. They get the additional second tack back on. Again, keep an eye on the riding time right now. Ventresca getting his thoughts. Let's see where he goes. Quick stand up by Spratley. Trying to rip away at the grip. Riding time down to 0, and now Ventresca has the advantage. Still in the riding and control position. Draped over to the right side of Spratley's body.
Spratley now, that's going to escape and a takedown or reversal. 1 and 2. It looks like Eddie Ventresca may set. Eddie Ventresca.
For the first time, he has figured out Troy Spratley, to the delight of thousands here inside Cassell Coliseum.
Both proven winners, both score, both are ready. I'm ready, the nation's ready. Let's get it going.
A match that everybody was hoping would come to fruition, and here it is. The reality, it starts at 133. The rise of Jax Forrest, the nation's top 26 recruit. Left high school early. He arrived in Stillwater last month in January. What a route it has been. Questions coming in. Would he redshirt? Would he gray shirt? Or would he compete right away? He has competed in 4 dates. This will mark his 5th date. Wrapped up his fall semester at Bishop McCourt Catholic High School in Pennsylvania. And Rock, it's interesting. We see this in other sports. I see it a lot in football. You don't see it a lot in wrestling, but David Taylor felt he was ready, and he certainly has proven to be so.
No one's going to argue that Jax Forrest is a generational type of talent. If you got him and you can get him early, put him in and let's wrestle him.
He's the reigning U23 world champ at 61 kilos, represented the United States at the Senior World Championships at the age of 18.
What you're seeing from Seidel, he's keeping his left arm back to prevent the slide by Jax Forrest. When they go to tie up, he's not using his left hand to touch. He's keeping that left arm back. Because what Jax Forrest will do is do an overhead slide by from his feet. Loop, back, pull his back. Takedown right there. He's already better off than he was before. This is where he gets dangerous. We got 1 swipe or 2 swipes.
Right back to it. No swipes. Seidel with the takedown.
Still you, Red.
Cannot add to any near fall points. Still has control here. Forrest trying to slip his head free.
Still Red.
He is not letting this go. He is keeping the pressure forward.
And Forrest finally able to get away, but some early fireworks for Seidel, and he grabs the 3-1 lead.
What happened, Jax Forrest kind of shot with his arms out, and immediately Seidel had an underhook and popped it. Little pancake action, no back points though. But these guys, as we said before, they're going to score. They are not going to hold tight.
Wrestle here, guys. Keep wrestling. Stop, stalemate.
You take a look at this weight class as you go back to the 3 for Aaron Seidel.
His arm was up, and then a pancake came through. You saw the right arm up of Jax Forrest, and then he just had a nice tight ride to get around 34 seconds of riding time.
Loaded weight at 133 pounds. 5 of the top 10 in the country are freshmen. Here is Seidel right back in on the leg.
And you see how he's crowding him? He's not giving Jax Forrest space. He was crowding him the whole time. Moving up. Look how he's moving up. Fantastic wrestling here. One of the great things that he did right there, when he had that single, he did not step back. He had that. Let's look at this again. You see, watch him crowd. He doesn't step back, he crowds forward. By crowding forward, it does not give Jax the opportunity to roll. When you get a single and you kind of step back, that gives your opponent an opportunity to roll.
Green,
It has been bonus point
Go ahead, Red.
after bonus point for these 2 wrestlers. They have just dominated their opponents. And again, these are 2 guys that at the start of the year we weren't sure we were going to see in action. Seidel had his red shirt pulled right before the Stanford duel.
Neutral.
As Forrest gets away, they go back to neutral position, 6-2.
That's a big win by Forrest. Everybody knows that Aaron Seidel is very tough on top to get out and keep it under a minute of riding time.
2 first period takedowns, the difference right now for the freshman from Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania, Aaron Seidel.
What I appreciate this is that these high-level guys are wrestling. They're not holding position. They're not just trying to wait for a moment. They're trying to create moments. This is wrestling. Another shot there by Seidel. Seidel is shooting more and more to his opponent's right leg. Man, they're going at it.
Trying to hit the slide by now, Forrest underneath, and Jax Forrest gets his first offense. Quickly looking to expose Seidel, and Forrest is going to get the swipes. A full allotment coming Jax Forrest's way, and for the first time, Forrest bounces right back.
Immediately when Jax Forrest got in, he did not wait for any scrambles. He immediately went to a double, and then soon as he got that, he looked for back points. Wow, this is good.
Not disappointing. Forrest has his first lead of the match, up 9-6. Looking to stick a leg in. So we hit 33 seconds and counting to go in this second period. Forrest very comfortable here, looks over at the clock. Seidel underneath.
3-2.
Cannot clear the leg out as we hit 20 seconds.
Now riding time is going to the direction of Jax Forrest.
Yep.
The feel that these guys have on their opponent's body, they're floating. They're not just staying too tight. They're floating with the hips of their opponent. Jax Forrest is doing a great job of just floating.
Well, how important is that, Rock? Forrest, after getting the takedown in the 4, he rides out Seidel for the duration in the second.
This is it. Immediately, he got the double and immediately goes for back points. Rolls over for a little tight waist and walks up the body, gets the swipes. And now we saw that Aaron Seidel decided to take neutral. He did not go underneath Jax Forrest.
Tons of talent. You have the veteran Bird and Evan Frost, but the other 3 on that list, all freshmen. These 2 right in the mix as well in the conversation. It's going to be a wide open field in Cleveland.
He's going right back to that right leg to shoot in. Seidel is.
What'd you say?
And Seidel is not giving Jax that left arm. He's going to keep that back. He doesn't want him to reach over. Seidel needs to double up. He can't just shoot straight in on Jax like he did earlier.
No change as we approach a minute to go. Riding time is not a factor. Seidel igniting his offense with a couple of takedowns in the first period. Jax Forrest getting his offense in the second.
There's the shot. Is he going to crowd him again like he did before? He can't step back. He's got to move forward. When you give him a spot, that could be a position. He got him on his back. That's a takedown. He's rolling through, and there's a brick going out to see if there are back points there. But Seidel has to stay on top. By staying on top, looking to a Peterson here. Peterson here by Jax Forrest. Jax Forrest, he gets his one.
Forrest gets away, gets the point. You see the brick tossed in from Virginia Tech. Tony Roby wants them to take another look to see if there will be back points coming.
Tony, what are you looking
It
for?
happened so fast that he had that single, and then you saw Jax Forrest start the roll through. When he started the roll through, what did Seidel do? He dropped his hips and went immediately to a half Nelson, seeing if it was 2 swipes. This is critical, critical.
The ruling on the mat, no swipes, no points. That's why the challenge came in. So Kevin Linich, Grasso over in front of the monitor, taking multiple looks to determine whether there should be near fall awarded. Let's take another look.
So here's the takedown. You saw when he dropped down, he immediately went down for a half Nelson. The thing is, you got that takedown, but he didn't even get 1 swipe. Because first you have to get the takedowns. Not when he goes to his back. The takedown has to be awarded first. Once the takedown is awarded, then you can start back points. But it seemed like it's one fluid motion. Let's watch. Drops down. You see him put the half in immediately. The referee has not awarded points. Now the points are up, and Jax Forrest. Okay. The official came in and said they were looking near fall there. So what they saw was that the 3 points were up first. By the time the 3 points were put up, it was a situation where no back points had been. It doesn't matter. We got 25 seconds of 1-point match. Oh, this is great.
Seidel has taken him down 3 times. Does he have a 4th time in his pocket to send this place into a frenzy? And now the headgear pops off of Forrest with 16 seconds to go. 10-9, Jax Forrest, a match that has lived up to all of the hype coming in.
He's got to finish clean. He just can't. Oh, good, smart move there by Jax. Just to get in on the leg. He's looking up. It's short time there. Is he going to get behind? Look at this. Unbelievable match. Well done.
2 super freshmen going toe-to-toe, and it is Jax Forrest of Oklahoma State A 10-9 win, the escape late. And what a battle with these two, and we're just getting started with the Forrest-Seidel rivalry here at the College Landscape.
That is what we wanted. Well done, gentlemen. That is a fantastic match. That's what we need to see.
They will show him certain things, and he says he makes it look easy when it really isn't. But boy, he's made it look easy so far. His first run through, 13-0 as he gets ready to take on Tom Crook. 22nd in the country, 15-8 for Crook, the junior from Tampa, Florida, and he is trying to bounce back from a tough loss Friday night to the hands of North Carolina.
He's got to shake it off real quick. When we looked at that match against North Carolina, it was a cradle that caught Crook. He has to learn to fight a cradle because Vega throws cradles from everywhere.
141 pounds, tied at 3 through the first couple of weights. Crook of Virginia Tech, redshirt junior, Tampa Jesuit. Two-time NCAA qualifier coming off a redshirt year a season ago. Qualified at this weight in 2024, won a couple of matches at Nationals, was a true freshman starter for Roby in 23, and qualified for the NCAAs as well at 141.
You don't want to attack Vega below his knees, because when you attack below the knees, that's when he can sit the corners and start to put those cradles in. You want to be above the knees, between his hips and his knees, and you want to finish quickly. You don't want to start rolling with Vega. He doubled up on that. Same shot. And you see that he's not giving any break to Crook. Soon as there was a break off that shot, he put his hands right back on him.
For a long time, it looked like Vega was going to be representing Cornell, but he flipped his commitment to Oklahoma State, now part of the well-documented, powerful 2025 recruiting class. About how he loves the big stages. He wasn't sure. He thought maybe there'd be some nerves when he first stepped inside the hallowed halls of Gallagher-Iba Arena, but he says he just enjoys competing and putting on a show, not just for the Cowboy fans, but for the fans across the country. It's a fun style to watch. Grew up in the desert, Tucson, Arizona, Sunnyside High School. Won 4 state championships, 140-2 throughout his high school years.
Got a minute, guys.
Vega still continue to move forward and attack. He keeps attacking like this, he's going to earn a stall call. Not giving, he's going to earn one.
Now those fingers, please.
Inside a minute, no score. Both wrestlers stationed in the center. Crook working to get to his tie. You see the grip right behind the tricep there by Vega. Pressure coming forward, working on the 2-on-1.
Red, you got a warning, Red.
Stall call on Crook. Tried to slip the go behind. Vega too quick for that, though. Pops right back up to his feet.
That's what we were just talking about, that if he continues to attack like that, he's going to earn. He earned that stall call. You've seen a variety of attacks there by Vega. And Crook has a long high C to his opponent's right leg. But when he hits that shot, he has to stay high on Vega. He cannot be below the knees.
Scoreless through 1. It's a long list of talented freshmen in the lineup for Oklahoma State. Take a look at this. We'll see Robidoux a little bit later on. D. Lockett at 65.
Hey, good setup here, guys. Good start.
Cody Merrill.
Green is good.
For his redshirt season a year ago at 197, doing good things as well. Vega starts underneath.
If you're at home saying, what's going on? He's looking to get hand control, not just hand control. He wants to control the fingers. You can always grab 4 fingers and then work your way up. Grabbing wrist allows the fingers to move. So when you're underneath, grab the 4 fingers and then work your way up.
Red control.
Crook looking for a mat return. Whizzer here by Vega, and then he gets out. So Vega gets the escape. He'll go up 1-0.
Sean, you mentioned before, he's controlling the elbow and the tricep. Vega, that is.
Long range shot there. Crook disappeared just outside the range of the artillery from Sergio Vega.
Both guys offense, both men.
He's in. Now, he's got to get above. You see, he's going to try and sit the corner. You see that left elbow down by Vega? He wants to put that elbow down, looking for the cradle.
Green.
Gets the 3. Not able to get to his cradle, but he will get the takedown. The first offense from the feet coming from the Oklahoma State freshman.
And one thing that Crook did, he bailed out. He didn't keep fighting. Because if you keep fighting that as someone sitting in the corner, that's when the cradle comes. He said, let me just give up the 3, as opposed to giving up 3+.
Yeah, live to fight another day on that one. You don't want to be caught on your back with Vega. Crook working tirelessly, trying to get out. Good right here by Vega. Continues to lasso on. Both wrestlers near the edge. And Vega's going to keep an eye on that clock. Finally, the continuation of action. Takes both wrestlers out. We'll get one more whistle in the center. 11 seconds to go in this second period.
Got 11 seconds, guys. 11 seconds. All right, red is good. Green, cover.
It's interesting when Vega got on. He kind of bumped him out of position. Good job by Tom Crook to stay up. But relentless work there by Vega to stay on the hips.
Yeah, even a better job by Vega. Don't forget, here's Wednesday night's ACC Network men's basketball doubleheader. Number 20 Clemson squares off against Wake Forest at 7 Eastern. Then 15th ranked Virginia takes on Georgia Tech. Coverage of both games will be available on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Third period. Tom Crook has a stall call against him. And he's doing a good job. You've seen his head on the mat. Doesn't look good, but he's trying to see where to grab the hands. He's got to watch that. Now the leg is in. Tom Crook, he transitioned right to a tilt.
Yeah, had the arm trapped, was looking for the tilt, still has his leg in.
Let's see if Crook learned his lesson, because when his opponent from UNC had the leg in, he went to a tripod and got caught in the cradle. You don't want to go tripod against Vega, because if you go tripod with that leg in, you're going to get put in the cradle.
Adjust.
Keep in mind, Sergio Vega, through the first 13 matches of his collegiate career, has not surrendered one takedown. That trend has continued here. Crook is going to have to try to curb that trend if he's going to try to force himself back into it. Down 3, plus Vega has 1:19 riding time.
Where are we at time-wise?
Oh, he just ducked down and ran across the body.
And that might seal it there. 3 more for Vega.
He did a knee dip.
Still you.
Now
Still
this
green.
one, he's going for the major. Right now,
One red.
he's going at him now.
Neutral.
Tom Crook has got to hold position and not give up the major.
He senses blood in the water, Rock.
And look at Vega. He is going right at it. Continue to.
Clears the arm out. He has riding time locked. And for Oklahoma State, they pick up an additional bonus team point thanks to the strong finish, the flurry laid from Sergio Vega, the freshman, finishing the match strong.
Not just winning, but understanding the ramifications of what it means for the dual meet. He had to win, but he said, I'm going to let up and continue to attack. Good job by this very mature freshman.
After this kid wrestles,
Vega stays perfect. He runs his record to 14-0 and another bonus point win for the second-ranked wrestler in the land. Injuries for both these teams forcing a shakeup at 149 pounds. No Casey Swiderski tonight, so they will send out true freshman Bo Hickman out of Tuttle, Oklahoma. He will take on fellow freshman Drew Gorman, who we saw here Friday night against UNC. Gorman out of Buford, Georgia, 15-6 on the season. And Colin Guy, the freshman that Virginia Tech is really high on. They're hoping to get him back next month in time for the ACCs. Talking with David Taylor yesterday during their practice. No worries with Swiderski. They are expecting him back, if not next week with Iowa, for sure, come the Big 12s. Swiderski, a nice addition this year, coming in from Ames and Iowa State.
That was the same said for Colin Guy, that he should be back for the ACC championships. And that's unfortunate for some of the ACC opponents that he's beaten.
Gorman and underneath. We saw Hickman trying to change direction. Now a straight on double shot there by Bo Hickman.
One of the things that Hickman did in that flurry, he had his arms like a praying mantis. His elbows were in, his forearms were on the clavicles, and he controlled. He didn't want to get his hands stuck underneath, and he was trying to move Gorman from side to side. There's been a shift from going from the front headlocks when your hands get cut off. People go to what's like kind of like a short offense, but they want to control the lats and keep their elbows in and move from side to side. They don't want to get their arms cut underneath.
Not a lot of experience this year for Hickman with Swiderski in the lineup. This is just his second duel of the year. He lost to Brock Herman last time out, 6-5. Incredible run at Tuttle High School, a four-time state champion. That's what Taylor was telling us yesterday, Rocky. You know, we hear about all the freshmen that are in the lineup. He has really built some depth of freshmen and redshirt freshmen that aren't in the lineup this year as well.
And that's what you need. There's so many injuries that happen, weird injuries. You want to make sure that you have someone that can step in, as opposed to you lose your starter and you're not going to win a match moving forward. And that's pretty much the case in all sports. You always want to have solid backups that are ready to compete immediately.
Just joining us, Ventresca took down Spratley in the tiebreaker, 2-1. Then in a incredible match, living up to all the hype, Jax Forrest, a big third period, 10-9 win. He takes down Seidel, and just a few moments ago, Vega stays perfect. 11-2 major decision, and that's where we sit. 7-3 Oklahoma State through the first three weights.
Because it's two true freshmen here, you would say it's more of a toss-up, but it's certainly far more important for Virginia Tech to get a win here to stay in this dual meet. Gorman is shooting from a far distance. He's got to close the gap. He has a good double, but his double is usually from space. And that's the end of the first period, going to the second period.
Scoreless through one. Don't forget, coming up next, number 14 Clemson squares off against Pittsburgh at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. ACC gymnastics coverage begins at 4 Eastern, also available on the ESPN app. We said our farewell to Fitzgerald a couple of weeks ago. Friday night duels as Pitt gets ready and the wrestling program for their big move into Victory Heights next year.
No pressure with the name Victory Heights. Pitt, they got to win.
It's just so healthy for the sport. The rich history that we've talked about of Oklahoma State wrestling throughout the years, 34 team national championships, 145 individual champs. We know the strength of the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the ACC, and the surge of this conference in recent years. A lot of the efforts done by Virginia Tech on that front. These duels, when you have Power Four conferences coming together in the month of February, just so good for the sport. The dual aspect of the sport that so many fans enjoy.
A good thing that Hickman is doing right now, he's pushing the leg away. Oftentimes people bring that leg in. He's starting to push the leg away from his body. Many times people want to hold tight to that leg. He's trying to push it away, but Gorman's doing a good job of staying tight. There's been a very much of a consistent effort and focus by Virginia Tech if they're top wrestling. They ride well, but they also turn well.
Gorman approaching a minute of riding time here. Crowd showing their appreciation to the freshman from Buford, Georgia. Hickman just has no answer to get out from underneath.
Now he's going to get his hips up. Watch him try to move that left arm behind the head. He's going to lift that arm up. You see he's trying to push that left arm behind? Still riding time going for it. He's got to either let go, because riding time is still going into the way of Gorman. He's got to let go of that because riding time is still building.
Oklahoma State corner trying to get the attention of Bo Hickman as wrestling goes out of bounds.
That's a freshman move where he wasn't aware that in that scenario, if you're not going to get a quick reversal, just let it go. He lost time with that riding time there.
Minute 32 of riding time from Gorman. They give Hickman the late escape, so 25 seconds in this second period.
No one's had a real committed attack yet on their feet. We had a little flurry in the first, but nothing really committed.
Solid ride by Gorman. He goes into the third period, his choice trailing by 1. Not only did Oklahoma State add some wrestlers during the offseason, their coaching staff also looks a little bit different. I thought Kevin Ward was a great hire by David Taylor, bringing back former Cowboy. Ward was part of those Cowboy wrestling teams from 01 to 06. He won a Big 12 title. In the Cowboy singlet, was part of 4 NCAA team titles under John Smith. And I know we both have been impressed with his work the past decade at Army West Point, what he was able to do with the Black Knights. Real nice addition for Coach David Taylor. All right, Gorman. There's some work to do as Hickman rides him, keeps his left foot inbounds, and now they finally flow out right in front of us, back to a restart in the center.
And what Hickman did, he went to what's called a double thigh pride. Both of his hands went on the inside, and he kept driving forward. By doing that, your opponent's hands has to always try to get their positioning. He's going to probably go to that again. Watch his hands go inside and move Gorman forward. This time, Gorman just stood up.
Yeah, that's one way to avoid that. Went right to a stand-up. Big return there, though, by Hickman. Brings him right back down to the mat. Sticks in that claw right near the edge. And again, we go back to the center. 1:25 to go. Good work here by Hickman of Oklahoma State.
And I was talking about Virginia Tech being solid on top. Oklahoma State has been very good on top throughout the whole year. So first we were thinking about riding time. Now we're thinking about Hickman. Is he just going to continue to ride Gorman out for the period?
Saw Gorman hit that quick stand-up off the last whistle, this time into the sit-out. See that thigh pry Rock was talking about from Hickman. Gorman still sit out.
And one of the things that Hickman is doing, he's keeping the pressure forward. That looked like almost locking hands there. Almost. Is there a reversal there? He's still got that leg. It's not quite a reversal, but there's the swipe. He's got that leg, so it's going to be a stall call, and they're going to stop the riding time.
Riding time will stop. That's the signal you see from Kevin Linich holding his fist up while hanging on to the wrist. That is a signal to the clock operator to stop the riding time. He had not improved his position, working his way up the body. And a good move there by Hickman just to clamp in on that leg and avoid giving up the 2.
Now, you all may be saying that was locked hands, but remember, when you come to your feet to the mat, there is reaction time. There is no reaction time of locking hands on the mat. So this is where they started to count right there while he still had that leg down there. And then immediately, once he gets to the 5 count there by the official, he's going to grab his wrist. And that means that we're going to stop the riding time.
Here we go. No change. He's got a stall warning.
So Hickman, he's still winning this match. 49 seconds left. He wants to continue to keep Gorman down. Gorman The good thing that he has in his favor is that there's a stall call against Hickman. So Hickman has to continue to move because another stall call against Hickman is going to give a point to Gorman. He went right back to the thigh pride.
Has the leg as well. He will bring Gorman back. Gorman trying to turn and face. Good inside trip there by Hickman. Returns him back to the mat. Gorman just keeps springing up. Terrific ride here by Bo Hickman. And now Gorman finally able to get away. And we are tied at 1 with 23 seconds to go.
Getting out of bottom oftentimes is just mentality. Same thing with riding on top. Gorman was not going to be denied. 17 seconds left. There is a stall call against Hickman. 1-1. Big match for Virginia Tech here.
Hey, we're tied. We're tied with 17. Set.
Quite a moment for these two true freshmen into the lineup because of injuries. Big crowd Sunday afternoon, national audience, tied at 1, short time.
Scout those fingers, please.
Neither wrestler has really been close to securing a takedown as far as getting to their offense, and we go to sudden victory. A little free wrestling today from Blacksburg.
All right, we're good. Hey, Green, you do have a
One of the things you have to do in overtime, you always want to attack.
Proper balance and finding the balance.
Gorman, as he's looking for his shot, he's got to close the gap because if he doesn't, he's in on the shot there. Look for a roll. Ash's going to try and hook that leg. You see he's got that right leg hook. He's going to try and get his right arm through. Hickman's doing a good job of keeping that tight. He's got to get his arm out and lower his hips. He's not there yet. That's not there. There it is.
The freshman that won 4 state titles in Georgia. A state that's been very productive for Virginia Tech. Drew Gorman in sudden victory. They're taking on freshman Landon Robidoux, 12-1, 7th ranked in the country for the freshman out of St. Michael, Minnesota.
Another one of the freshmen we were talking about at the beginning of our program, true freshman. It just goes to show you how prepared these colleges are when these freshmen come in. These freshmen have great club coaches, high school coaches. They don't need red shirts. They're ready to compete.
Well, that is a gap that has narrowed considerably throughout the years as far as that transition time from kids leaving high school, jumping right into the fray as a college freshman, and a lot of that is because of the tournaments throughout the years, the opportunity to compete internationally, whether it's at the U17 level, whatever the case might be. They are battle tested before they put on a college single. You look at the body of work this year for Robidoux. What makes him so special, and why has it been a seamless transition?
As I mentioned before, he was prepared coming in. And at the beginning of the season, there was always chit-chat and said, look, Robidoux's really good. They were talking about others that are coming in, and he has wrestled with a style that's moving forward, and he attacks. One of the other things that you see as a freshman, he doesn't get rattled. He's been in very tight matches. He doesn't get rattled. That's usually something that you learn the more you wrestle.
He had a remarkable high school career in Minnesota. In fact, it looked like he was going to be a Golden Gopher, but then David Taylor gets hired in Stillwater. That changed his plans. He won 4 Minnesota state titles. He set the state record for takedowns in a season. He had over 600 takedowns. Wow. He's won the Who's Number 1, the Super 32 Challenge, 2 of the bigger tournaments throughout the course of the year. Closed out his high school career with 188 consecutive wins. Did not lose a match since the 6th match of his freshman year. Gives a tug on the back of the neck of Miller. Miller right back up.
It's like he's repeating that right now. Just 1 loss this year.
That loss was to Antrell Taylor in a tiebreaker of Nebraska.
That just goes to show you, coming out of high school, going against the returning national champion and taking them to tiebreakers.
He really set the tone. You knew he was ready. The very first collegiate duel, he was able to take down the 4th-ranked wrestler in the country in Daniel Cardenas of Stanford 11-2. Also secured a win earlier this year over former Cowboy Teague Travis, who's now wrestling for Missouri 4-0. So this was a weight that was a logjam before Robidoux arrived, and his talents moved him right to the top in the starting lineup.
Miller has a good double. Oftentimes he posts both elbows and drives into a double. But what you're seeing with Robidoux, he is not reaching. He's bringing his elbows are in, and then he gets closer before he actually touches. When you start reaching, like that, that's when opportunities are created.
Out, backing, red, second stall.
It's double up. There's nothing wrong with that. The stall was a traditional stall, and then Miller just backed out. So that's how they got a point. We saw this with Spratley's match at 125. You saw this, you're seeing this right now with Robidoux. Oklahoma State is cutting off the mat. That was called properly. A traditional stall and then a back stall.
Back your knees up, please. Okay, you're good right there. Red, cover.
Ethan Miller getting into position as we start this second period. Robidoux working his way up to his feet. Miller trying to get that right leverage and grip. It's a real prompt mat return. Popping right back up is Robidoux. Miller cannot get him all the way down.
Red, you're still in control, Red.
Used his arms as leverage that time. Robidoux trying to turn and face, and the action goes out of bounds.
And what happens in that scenario is that as long as the top wrestler is making an attempt to bring him to the mat, that's not a stall.
Red, cover.
Ethan Miller is a strong guy. Good job by Robidoux to continue to stand up. Someone's going to get tired.
Yeah, Miller, a tough customer, 3-time NCAA qualifier, all 3 of those appearances with Maryland. And Robidoux is away, so Robidoux now goes up 2-0 here in this second period. Ethan Miller probably feels like he's back at Maryland with this weekend schedule. The Big Ten known for the Friday-Sunday combinations, the ACC mainly Friday night action.
Watch the shrug there by Miller. You're seeing him put his little elbow, his left elbow out, looking like he's going to try and do a little shuck throw by. But Robidoux is continuing to move forward.
Offense, guys, offense.
Looking off the unders. Still has his right arm underhook, and he steered Miller out of bounds, and the stall call on Miller, and that's the right call. Robidoux imposing his will.
I'm so surprised because I've talked to other coaches, and they said that Miller is really strong, but Robidoux is not being phased. He is moving forward. There's that double. You saw that little post there? The thing there, he just dropped down. He didn't drive through. He kind of just dropped down to the legs. When you shoot, you want to shoot through your opponent, not to your opponent.
Inside 20 seconds to go in this second period. Another stall call on Miller has added to the lead for Robidoux, and an escape. An additional stall call, so a couple of points, now leading by 3, and that's the lead that he will carry into the third period.
Red, your choice.
James Franklin getting ready to try to get Virginia Tech football back on track and join us Sunday afternoon here inside Cassell Coliseum. And yeah, he was the head coach back when David Taylor was winning some national championships at Penn State. So those two meeting up earlier prior to the start of this one. And think about James Franklin. He is going to fill Lane Stadium. He's hoping to get 65,000 to their spring game, which is coming up on April 18th.
Robidoux is really composed. He's not backing up. He is continuing to move forward, not recklessly, but moving forward. Moving forward.
Miss.
Yeah, not reckless, but he's moving forward. The last 2 matches that Miller's had have gone to overtime. So he's not going to get flustered when it's a tight match like this. But then again, he's got to try more offense. He's got to explode through. We got under a minute to go in this match.
You got a minute, guys, 1 minute.
Couple of head taps. Ethan Miller, first year in Blacksburg after Rafael Hippolito transferred to Oklahoma. Roby hit the portal, found Miller coming in from Maryland. They needed some experience, and Ethan Miller, for the most part, has delivered this year for Virginia Tech. Cannot find his offense against Robidoux as we hit 30 seconds and counting. Now Robidoux gets tagged with stalling for the first time. Miller trying to keep him pinned along the edge. He's going to need more than another stall call, though, trying to come in with that straight-on attack, and Robidoux steers him off to the side. He will get the second stall call, but as I mentioned, not enough. 3-2, short time. Miller trying to pull off some late heroics.
Good defense there by Robidoux, just to stay in tight.
So the second stall call in the second period proves to be the difference, and Landon Robidoux keeps on winning. Now 13-1 on the season for the freshman out of St. Michael. Hard fought, 3-2 victory. Oh. Number 2, D. Lockett, Mac Church at 165. Facundo, the transfer from Penn State. Desiante, transfer from Chattanooga. And then we close out with Doucette and Mullen at heavyweight. 165, Ladarian Lockett has been thoroughly entertaining. The freshman, he is a homegrown product right there in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Number 2 in the country at 12-0. Taking on the redshirt sophomore out of Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, Mac Church. Second straight year for Church wrestling at 165 after bumping up a couple of weight classes last year from his redshirt weight at 141. Ladarian Lockett, very confident young man, and he truly believed his plan coming in was to go unbeaten, win a national championship, and do it all his freshman year.
And he's not wasting any time. Got in on a shot quickly.
He did not arrive with the plan of redshirting or feeling things out. He knew wrestling right away was going to be the right move for him.
Immediately got that single high in the armpit and moved up the body. 6 seconds, 3-0.
Go ahead, Green.
Talked about how Lockett grew up in Stillwater, has been a part of the regional training center for Oklahoma State. And it's no surprise he came in so confident. You just look at some of the guys that he goes up against last couple of years, wrestling the likes of Hamady and Isaac Olenek, Cam Amin, really gave him the confidence that he could do it. You know, he was taking some lumps behind the scenes in the RTC, but he has been the guy delivering the bruises in his freshman campaign, really with the whole world watching.
Stop. You're kind of floating in there, okay? Just give me a short pause.
So referee said he's floating in there. I don't think I've heard that one before. Pause. Floating in there.
Red, you're good.
These freshmen are always floating, even when they're just getting into a position. They're that smooth. Top 5 in the country. Mr. Offense, Mitchell Messenbrink, but then you have Lockett, Caliendo, Blaze. Top 4 in the country.
And next week we'll have a rematch of Ladarian and Mikey Caliendo, ESPN.
7-3 win for Lockett over Caliendo. The first time those two met. Caution given to Lockett.
That was a stall.
Oh, excuse me, stall call, yes.
They said he
pushing out of
out.
bounds, right?
I like that, you know. You don't see that too often, but when you start to just push people back and not trying to keep wrestling inside, that's the right call.
Go ahead, Green.
Saw David Taylor in the corner, Rock, and we were at their practice yesterday. You had a chance to talk with Lee Roper, who they brought in to run the RTC that we were just talking about, and you asked the question, what makes David Taylor so special? Everybody knows about his success, not just at the NCAA level, but on the international stage. But really interesting when you talk to some of his assistants, what they see from their chair.
Lee Roper said he's a genius. And I said, wrestling? They say, no. He's just a genius. Meaning that if he was going to go to Wall Street, he would have figured it out. And that's one of the things that you want in wrestlers. Figure it out. It's not always going to be a linear way to a win. And what he said, David Taylor is smart. Not wrestling smart, smart all around. Genius.
And he does it with everything that he touches, whether it's the wrestling on the mat. Obviously, you have to perform, you have to recruit. Check and check to both those areas, but he's also very clever as far as social media and the promotions part of the sport. Oklahoma State averaged nearly 7,600 fans for a home duel last year. That was a 30% hike of the previous record. He told me yesterday that mark is going to be destroyed this year. They're averaging close to 9,500. They're expecting over 12,000 next week when the Hawkeyes are in town.
He said, I want to shake things up. I'm all about that.
Check on him, Nick.
We were talking about being a genius, but I mean, his nickname is the Magic Man, right?
That's right. You look at some of the parallels to the legend that he replaced with John Smith. Both took over after international success. Taylor a little bit older than Smith. When John took over at Oklahoma State, he was 26. Taylor last year at the age of 33. Both Olympic and world gold medalists. Both, ironically as well, two-time NCAA champions, two-time Hodge winner for David Taylor. Lockett behind that real quick takedown right off the whistle to start this match, and that has been it. 3-1 the score.
Mac Church is really good in a scramble situation when people get in on his legs.
Short, guys,
he's not known as one that's going to be a shooter per se.
Lockett carries a 3-1 lead into the second. Here's next week's women's basketball doubleheader. 21st ranked North Carolina takes on Virginia Tech at 6 Eastern. Then the Miami Hurricanes on Coral Gables to take on Stanford. All the action right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Watch a double thigh pry here by Ladarian. That double thigh pry, when you put those hands on the inside, it allows you to, one, drive forward, but it also keeps your opponent from grabbing your wrist by going so low on the inside. Relatively safe ride. He's moving well. Lockett is continuing to move. His feet staying light, getting perpendicular.
And this was an area that he has really worked on due to his freestyle background. And in high school, he was not riding a lot because he was putting opponents on their back so quickly. He's really worked on the hustle riding approach. Stillwater head coach Ethan Kyle taught him a few tricks, and his riding ability has been impressive in his freshman campaign. Has a close to 2 minutes worth of riding time in this match. Against the NCAA qualifier from a year ago, Mac Church.
Now, Lockett needs to take a page from Spratley and Robidoux' book in turning from having his back towards the outside to the inside. And he's kind of just, he's on his knees and kind of just hopping.
Like a leapfrog just coming after Mac Church. See the respect that Church has for the quickness Lockett brings.
Church is kind of measured. He doesn't want to just walk in because he saw what happened early. Oh, that was just a lightning fast shot. And that's the scramble that Mac Church does often. We kind of laughed about 20 seconds ago how he was kind of just bouncing on his knees. Well, he just played us because he went from there and just darted in.
He is content to hold serve here to close out the second period. Unanswered points and then finishing in the riding position.
So you see how he's hopping on his knees and we're kind of like, what is he doing here, and just pushing. But then when he flips it around, when he turns around, he does the same thing and just dives through. When the roll was coming with Mac Church, he moved away, let him roll, and then attacked when he was on his back.
All right, stay right there. Go ahead, Red.
Church getting into position. See if he can work some magic from the top. Down 4 plus 2 minutes worth of riding time that he's trying to cut into here.
Lockett is taking his time to get to his feet, drop high, and there's the switch. He was trying to get some space. He does a hard switch.
Red 1.
So he was leaning forward, and then he goes to a hard switch.
Out,
Church
out.
stays latched on to the leg, and we go back to the center. Mac Church won a couple of Pennsylvania state championships, four-year starter for Waynesburg High School. And when he first arrived in Blacksburg, they knew it would be 157, 165. That was going to be his weight, just because he just kept getting bigger and bigger. He's put on a lot of effort to maintain that size and weight, and he's done a good job at it.
He does a hard switch, Lockett, but he creates space. He did a stand-up and then switched hard. So he wants to get a little space before he hits that hard switch.
Stay in here. 1 green.
Able to get away, so Lockett
Neutral.
maintains the edge in riding time, adds an additional point, now a 7-2 lead.
Now Church has to come and attack.
Yep.
He has to create some opportunities here for himself.
Center, please. Thank you.
Mac Church is measured, but he has to do something.
He also has the only 2 takedowns of the match.
Just like Jax Forrest, who we saw earlier for Oklahoma State, Lockett with some international success last year. He won the Pan Am Championship, also the U17 World title. Has a long, extensive relationship with his assistant coach Tyler Caldwell back to the youth days. Caldwell would actually drive him around to some of the tournaments back when he was younger, so he's had that long-lasting relationship. Riding time lock. Church trying to pick up the tempo a little bit. Lockett
Center.
keeping the foot on the gas as well, ducking in. Short time back into the center.
Short time, guys. Short.
And the number 2 wrestler in all of college wrestling stays perfect, just like his classmate Vega. Both those wrestlers now 13-0 on the year. Lockett with the riding time, an 8-2 decision. And Rock, you're a guy known for a little flair. You gotta love D. Lockett's homepage on social media. He has in quotes, "The hometown kid is going to bring it home."
I like that. Very controlled win. Never put himself in danger. Attacked early, kept the pressure going. Solid win by the number 2 ranked guy in the wrestle. Setting up a nice match next week against Mikey Caliendo.
Oklahoma State extends the lead, 13-6. 74 our next stop. Sergio Deziante, transfer they brought in this offseason from Chattanooga for Virginia Tech. Alex Facundo back in the fray after an injury-riddled season a year ago. His first year in Stillwater, transferring in from Penn State.
Deziante is going to continue to attack. Immediately in on the leg. Now, Facundo is very proficient at defending a single here. He's doing a good job of controlling the hands. What Deziante needs to do is to crowd him and try to use his left foot to catch the bottom. You see how he's trying to catch it? Now he's got to move forward. He's got to catch it and move forward. He's got to stand up. He doesn't want to be on the mat with Facundo. Facundo is facing him. By facing him, you're not giving your opponent an angle. He wants to slowly work up towards the hip. And Facundo's doing a good job. You see how he's clubbing ahead? He's using that forearm to block him from moving forward. Fighting hands. I said this, he is good here. He's not going to get so nervous when someone has a single on him. Deziante needs to bring him towards the middle of the mat now. He doesn't want to keep driving him out.
They'll try to drag him back in where he has a little bit more room to work. He's been in on this leg for 30, 35 seconds and counting. Very patient. Tried to shelf it. Now he goes down to a knee, and that is Alex Facundo. We've seen him do that time and time again.
that's not going to discourage Deziante. He's going to shoot again.
Facundo had just a brutal schedule to start the year. He took on third-ranked Simon Ruiz, fifth-ranked Matty Singleton. He had number 2 Patrick Kennedy, number 4 Christopher Mento. He had all those guys before he could really blink an eye in the opening month of the season. David Taylor's been pretty open about the approach with Facundo this year, and this is a wrestler that coming into this year has not competed a lot the last couple of years, so it's almost like they're approaching it as if it's a freshman campaign, and he has delivered. He has looked really good over the last month. He's won 5 straight coming into this bout with Deziante. Facundo's best year at Penn State was 2023. He was an NCAA qualifier.
Easy, man.
He was down at 165 pounds.
Coming with hard clubs there, both guys. Facundo is starting to slow Deziante down. And now he's doing similar to what his teammates did, was cutting off that circle.
Short time in this opening period, no score. Deziante got in on the single early, and exchange that lasted well over a minute netted 0 points for the redshirt junior. Thursday night, the Nothing But Net crew will break down the night in the ACC with highlights and analysis of every women's game. We've got you covered all season long. It's right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Facundo starts underneath, trying to build into a tripod. See Deziante with the pressure on the right side of the body, and Facundo in a position to get away, and he gets the one.
As soon as he came out off that tripod, he went to an underhook. By going to that underhook, you prevent your opponent from dropping down to the single. Because all the times when people go down to a tripod, the top guy just drops down to a single and trying to run you out.
Facundo in on a leg. You see the heavy hips now by Deziante. Head buried underneath. And a stalemate with 1:16 to go. Facundo, as we talked about, coming from Penn State, this is the first time he's up at 174 in his career. He wrestled 157 last year, 165 in his first 3 years. Happy Valley. Represented Penn State at 1 Big Ten championship.
Knock it off, gentlemen.
Club there from Facundo to the side of the face of Deziante. Facundo utilized an Olympic red shirt in 24 and just had a tough time once he got healthy with the lineup they had. Tyler Kasak, obviously, Mitchell Messenbrink. Many people are wondering, including myself, will he be the Terrell Barraclaw version in 2026? We saw what Barraclaw did, could not crack the Penn State lineup, found new life at Utah Valley, and ended up on the podium. Will this be Facundo's story this year for David Taylor?
Facundo spends a lot of time underneath his opponents when shots. You'll see him get in, he'll be under there. It looks like he's not doing much, but he's working his way.
Stay in here, guys. Short time. Stay in here.
He has that single that he does so often.
Doesn't have a lot of time to work. You see him trying to bring Deziante back in. The whizzer in by Deziante. Facundo trying to stretch that leg across the body, but there's not enough time or space to get the takedown, and a narrow lead through 2. So they bring in Richard Figueroa, the 2024 NCAA champion, Swiderski, the All-American from a couple of years ago, Facundo, and then Zach Ryder, who is wrestling really well, but he was injured in the UNI duel a couple of weeks ago, so we won't see Ryder today.
Okay, you're good.
They had some holes to fill, and David Taylor has done that with the portal to blend in with the talented freshman that he is developing. Deziante away, and we go back to a match that's going to be determined on the feet. Tied at 1 here in this third and final period.
Deziante shot to Facundo's right leg, but he also has kind of a post and then a single to his opponent's left leg. So he goes over tie, and then he'll post and drop down towards his opponent's left leg.
Guys, working the
So in
score,
essence,
please.
he can go to both sides. And Facundo, his single is his bread and butter.
Facundo taking a lot of math as well. Desiante can't get back into the center. You see Facundo not allowing him back in there. On the stalk as we approach a minute to go. Now here comes the shot. Desiante.
He's got to stay high. He can't drop down. Because when you drop down against Facundo, Facundo is going to get to position. Now Facundo, he's got a shoulder to the other side, and he's facing him. This is a better position for Facundo. Now he's on the mat, exactly where Facundo wants to be. He is much better here. Now Desiante wants to go towards those shoelaces and then try to table it. When I say table it, put the shoelaces on your outside thigh.
37, guys, 37.
Stalemate, 37 seconds. We've seen a couple of overtimes in this duel. Will we have a third? Stall on Facundo as Desiante shot. That's the first on green, so Facundo will have to be aware of that. 22 seconds. Here comes Desiante back in. Look at the counter by Facundo, and he gets the three.
Wizardry. Wizardry. Facundo went across, ankle pick, and somehow Facundo, I don't know, he just got out of that. That was crazy.
We're out, easy, easy. Hey, nope, don't go there. Yep, we got blood, Red.
Blood timeout. Looks like Desiante bleeding and Alex Facundo. Oklahoma State extends the lead. Your winner by decision, 4-1 for the redshirt junior out of Davidson High School. Go up to 184 pounds. Jaden Bullock, Virginia Tech transfer they brought in this offseason from Michigan. Maybe coming off his best match of the year this past Friday night, his win against North Carolina. Trevor Dobbs gets the call for the third straight duel for Oklahoma State. In there for the injured Zach Ryder. And now the arrival of Jaden Bullock, who grew up in this state, Chesapeake, Virginia, Oscar Smith High School.
He had a really good win on Friday against Daly of UNC's. Wrestled a smart match. Let's see if he can keep this momentum going.
ACC saw a shakeup in this weight class. Owen Fishbach transferring out. TJ Stewart away from the sport this year. So weight class that is wide open in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Bullock has been Michigan's starter the past couple of years at this weight, 184 pounds. Big shoes to fill, trying to replace three-time NCAA qualifier Andy Smith.
Dobbs has a long frame. I like the fact that they're going to the old school tights.
Yeah, I saw that in the warm-ups earlier today.
Work out of that, work the score.
Trevor Dobbs is a wonderful story. If you're a high school kid right now watching this and you're just having a tough time cracking the lineup, stay the course. Stay the course, and Dobbs was rewarded this year. He's a fifth-year senior, has always sat behind some hammers, and these last couple of weeks, he's getting his very first dual competition of his career. The injury to Zach Ryder, it's really an interesting story. He was traveling at the time of the UNI duel. He was traveling to compete in an open tournament. He was about 2.5 hours away from Stillwater. He arrived, he watched the UNI duel. He saw Ryder go down with the injury, so he got the phone call to turn around and come back that same night because he was going to be thrust into the lineup against Iowa State. That was his first dual action. Followed up representing Oklahoma State against Little Rock, and here he is on the road taking on the NCAA qualifier, Jaden Bullock. Quite a run over the last 2.5 weeks.
Every team has these unsung heroes, so to speak, that you don't know about. Everyone knows about the starters, but it's these guys that are still competing, still pushing your starters. And when the time is called, they're ready. Every team needs those type of guys.
What makes it even more impressive for Trevor Dobbs, he was weighing in close to 215 pounds, they told me yesterday this summer, and he initiated the conversation with David Taylor at the start of the year. He said, Coach, where's my best chance in this lineup to see some reps? And Taylor was honest. He said 184. So the moment he heard that, he started the descent down, and here he is. So it's really a great story of perseverance.
And that makes sense with his large frame that he has. Long arms,
I got both
moving well.
Stalling, both guys, no offense.
A double stall call.
Kevin Lineage not wasting any time, tagging both wrestlers here in this first period. Scoreless, Oklahoma State creating a little separation. Cowboys up 16-6. And Rock, we were talking number of matches that could have went either way so far. This has been thoroughly entertaining.
That's one of the things that you don't know about. You see here the top 84 guys in the ACC, and Daly just had a loss to Bullock. And so who knows what the seeds are going to be in ACC championships.
That's why we love these February out-of-conference matchups, especially with power teams like these two. It really whets the appetite for what's to come in March in Cleveland and the NCAAs. And we've had so many entertaining duels like we do every year. Even talk of among the fans is they'd love to see momentum build off the national duels that David Taylor and Oklahoma State launched earlier this year to a resounding success. Maybe bring back a national duel tournament after the traditional tournament. I mean, you're always going to have that speculation, but the dual format in college wrestling is one of my favorite parts of this sport. The environment we enjoy here, the environment when we go to Stillwater, Hilton Coliseum, Carver, wherever it might be. Penn State, obviously.
And there's teams that can have 4 hammers and can do extremely well at the national championships in March, but the rest of the team may not be as strong. But then you could have another team that just has solid guys up and down the lineup that can be a great dual meet team, but may not do as well at the national. So perhaps there is a strong argument for a dual meet. In on a shot is Dobbs. He's going to work through on this scenario. He's going to try and hook that bottom. You see him trying to put that down? He's trying to pull that hook, that ankle down, and Bullock's doing a good job of keeping the shoelaces. Now he's going to try and put him in what's called a neutral danger, but it looks like we're going to get to a stalemate position.
Position continuing to be allowed. Bullock is not going to budge an inch as he has the ankle and foot. Dopp started this attack, and there is the whistle with 20 seconds to go in the second.
Got 20, guys, 20.
Tony Roby told us on a conversation earlier this year that Jaden Bullock came into this year a little bit hungry, and that was after missing out on the NCAAs last year. He was Michigan's starter. He had a tough Big Ten tournament. He placed 9th, did not get one of the automatic spots, so he was forced to sit and watch. Made the decision to leave Ann Arbor, come back home after wrestling for Oscar Smith High School in the 757 during his younger years. 5 years in Ann Arbor and now one crack at it in Blacksburg. Here's Wednesday night's ACC Network men's basketball doubleheader. Number 20 Clemson squares off against Wake Forest at 7 Eastern. And then 15th ranked Virginia takes on Georgia Tech. Coverage of both games will be available on the ACC Network and also on the ESPN app.
We saw a little glimpse of what Dobbs was going to do. He went to a switch, and now he stands up. Pressure forward. Bullock is putting the pressure right on the right hand of Dobbs, but Dobbs is to his feet.
Action here, man.
He's got to work up. Once you come to your feet, that count stops. So for you to are new to wrestling, you see on the mat when the top wrestler drops onto an ankle, it's a count, but once they get to their feet, the count stops.
Improve, gentlemen.
Bullock's got to do something because otherwise he's just hanging on that ankle. He's got to continue to move. And that's what Oklahoma State was saying and kind of point to him, saying that he's just hanging onto that ankle. And now Bullock is doing a good job of moving and lifting up that ankle.
Go red.
Continues to ride, have control as they go back to the center. Exactly 1 minute to go.
So he walks his way up, trips, and then he works, and then he hooks that ankle. Once again, trips it and crawls up and tries to eat away at the riding time.
We saw Bullock win a lot of matches like this early in the year. We saw a little bit of a different version on Friday night where he really cranked up the offense in the third period to beat the talented youngster from UNC. Has over a minute of riding time in this third period. Up one, Dops trying to figure out a way to get out.
And Bullock has to be smart because he does not want to get hit for stalling and then give up and escape. So he's got to continue to move. He can't just leech on. There is a stall call. Remember, they both had a double stall.
It looked like Dops might be getting free, but Bullock lunges back in on leg control, and this crowd now sensing that maybe their guy can ride out the final 28 seconds.
Every coach in America is saying 1, not 2. What that means, give up an escape, which is 1 point. Don't give up a reversal, which would be 2 points. 1, not 2.
Real crisp start off the whistle by Dops. If he had any visions of a switch to try to get the reversal. So now Bullock has the riding time secured. And your 1, not 2 comes right into play here.
He's got to continue to move. He does not want to give up a stall call here.
One more mat return. Dops tried to roll through. Bullock is going to have a third period right out. And a 2-0 win for Jaden Bullock to get Virginia Tech back on the winning track.
They needed that. The fans needed that. They needed something to celebrate. Gritty win. Third period ride out by Bullock. This match is technically not over. We got 2 more matches, and it's enough. Jaden Bullock, we mentioned before how Virginia Tech's been strong in their ride in the top, and he did a good job. And this is how he ended it. Popped the hips right when it rolled. He did not roll through. He did not give up the reversal and ended up with a 2-0 win. This match is really not over.
And wrestling for the Hokies, he's ranked number 14 in the country, Sonny Sasso.
197. Redshirt sophomore Sonny Sasso, Virginia Tech. The redshirt freshman from the West Coast, Cody Merrill, Oklahoma State, 12-2. Both his losses coming to top 5 opposition. Sasso, like Bullock, may be wrestling his most complete match of the year on Friday in the win against UNC. Sasso, who was dinged up a little bit earlier this year in the Southern Scuffle, back fully healthy and a weapon for Roby in the upper weights for Virginia Tech.
Just the straight up eyeball test. Sasso looks much bigger than Merrill, even though they both weighted at 197, just the size difference.
Sasso got off to such a great start last year. This is his 3rd season in Blacksburg. He started the year 10-1, 7 of those wins by fall before just an unfortunate season-ending injury. For the most part, as we talked about, dinged up to start the year, but he has been healthy of late, and he has been performing well. 14th in the country.
What you saw with Sasso, when the snap down came from Merrill, he didn't just stay there. Even though he snapped down, he circled.
Cody Merrill, a redshirt freshman, Gilroy, California. With a perfect 109-0 during his high school days, and our colleague Daniel Cormier served as his head coach, and I'm sure he showed him this type of quickness and attack. Merrill trying to switch to that double. No control established yet. Merrill now repositioning, still has his left foot in, shelves the leg of Sasso. Sasso with the whizzer applied. Really good exchange near the edge.
That might be neutral danger right there.
And out of bounds they go. So a deep shot there by Merrill and nothing to show for it.
Merrill snapped down, and as Sasso was coming up, he went to a single. And Sasso, great defense there. That's what we call wrestling through the situation. Don't concede anything.
Rock, as we watch film on Merrill getting ready for this duel today, his defense just has been so good. He is very stingy, tough to score on.
And he's very good on top.
Utilized his red shirt last year. Luke Serber, the four-time NCAA qualifier, had this weight. So Oklahoma State was in good hands with Serber, but now it is Merrill's time to shine.
Let's pay attention to what we're seeing from Oklahoma State. They are doing a good job of cutting off the mat. Look at stuffing of the head, hips down low by Merrill, hips away. And he's trying to break that grip of Sasso. Sasso staying underneath. He wants to make sure he doesn't do anything foolish. What I was saying is that what you're seeing up and down the lineup by Oklahoma State is that their guys are stalking forward, not rushing, and cutting off. So as they stalk, they're cutting off, stalking, cutting off, and keeping his opponents' backs to the outside. Something that they had to be working on because we're seeing it all up and down the lineup.
Yeah, they set the tone doing that with Spratley at 125, and it has really not changed since.
It's a skill set to move forward and to cut your opponent off.
Start the second period, Merrill underneath.
Pressure forward there by Sasso. Still in control there.
Merrill clears away his right arm and gets the escape.
As long as that arm was around the rib cage of Merrill, he's still in control. Another good shot there by Sasso. You see how he's moving? He's snapping and then he's circling, snapping and circling to attack. What I was saying is that when your top opponent has their arm around the rib cage, they're still in control. Once that arm around the rib cage gets to the midline of the back or over, that's when an escape can be awarded. But as long as that arm is around, that is not an escape.
Inside a minute now in this second period. Long-range shot there by Sasso. Kind of pumped on the brakes right before he got to where he wanted. And again, we talked about the defense that Cody Merrill has. He is a tough one to figure out. Solid in all positions, has really strong hips as he showcased earlier in this match. One-point escape has been it. Now we get a stoppage. Kevin Lenich talking to both wrestlers. He'll restart, 20 seconds to go. 2 state championships out in California. When you win a title in California, it means a little extra because there are no classes. Small school competes against big school. You have one big pot of really good wrestlers, and Merrill won not just one, but 2 state championships. One at 195, the other at heavyweight. Rock and I gearing up for the month of March and the ACC Wrestling Championship. We will be right back here in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech hoping to defend their title from a year ago. Action gets underway at 10 a.m. Eastern on ACC Network Extra. We're on ACC Network for the finals.
And this is where Merrill is very strong. Not very exciting, but still working forward. There's a stall call there.
Claw here from Merrill, working at the edge, trying to keep his toe in as long as he could. Finally drug out by Sasso with minute 32.
So there's a stall call. And when the stall call occurred, the riding time should have stopped, and they're confirming to make sure the the riding time is accurate. We've seen this with Merrill wrestling through the tough schedule that Oklahoma State has had, where he's had a lot of wins by his ability to keep his opponents down and getting riding time. Riding time is that at the end of the match, if you have at least 1 minute of time, you get 1 point added. It has to be at the end of the 7-minute match. So they're working on this
Okay, guys, here we go. Riding time is good now.
to get to a point where the riding time
All right,
is
Red, you're
accurate.
good. Go
It's
ahead, Green.
9 seconds in favor of Merrill.
So that's where they settle in on. Sasso back to work underneath. Stand-up position. Now a fight with that grip, trying to get Merrill to release, and he is away.
Still green.
Oh, no control. So they are actually saying Merrill still had control. No point given to Sasso. And we go back in another restart.
What they were looking at was, did he break, but was he able to defend himself? So you may say there was a break, but he was right in on the shot, and what if he got a takedown? So he's holding a little gamesmanship. He's like, I can't out. So he turns around and right in. So they're saying that he didn't give himself an opportunity to defend himself. So conversely, what if it was, I let you go and then you take me down immediately? So he turned around. Did he give a chance to defend himself? The referee said no. If you're a Virginia Tech fan, you'll say that was a separation.
So they're taking another look at it. Roby was over to get the officials' attention.
So he broke, faced him, but we saw it in slow motion. So slow motion makes it look like it was blatantly obvious. But let's see if we can run that real time and see. Sometimes when you look at a slow motion, it looks like, of course, it was obvious that there was an escape. But sometime in real speed, let's look at it in real speed. He turns around, right in. The official did not award it, but that's a judgment call. The judgment call is, did he give enough time for him to separate and defend himself?
What's your judgment on that, Rock, from your officiating days?
Initially, I thought it was an escape. I thought it was an escape. I thought that was, when you get to a high level, the reaction time is a lot shorter. So I thought that, yes, that was, and he faced him, he turned, it wasn't like hip to side. I thought that was an escape. Tough call, though, but I did think of that. So going through, now watch Sam say just kind of hold it and try and get that stall call. You act like you're just holding like, I can't get out, I can't get out. But yeah, you can get out. He turns around and he walks right in. I thought off of the naked eye, real time in a match, I thought it was an escape. But if it's not, then it's just more riding time that is accumulated by Merrill.
Yeah, it turns out it's going to be a pivotal call in a match in which offense is at a premium. Every second counts, every point matters. Merrill continuing to try his ride in this third period. Good look at the redshirt freshman.
Yeah, they're looking at it real time, and you see Coach Roby looking over the shoulder of the officials, and then he may say a few words, and they're like, come on, fellas, that's an escape. He's standing right over him.
I want to remind our gymnastics audience, 14th ranked Clemson at Fitzgerald to take on the Panthers, ACC Gymnastics. You can watch that, the beginning of it, on the ESPN app, and then we will swing it to Pittsburgh as soon as we wrap up today here in Blacksburg.
Yeah, I thought that was an escape. You know, he turned around, faced him, squared up, and immediately Merrill was in, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I thought it was one as I called it when it happened
Right.
real time.
I felt confident that should have been, but let's see what they say.
It has been a lengthy delay. They are making sure they get it right. Kevin Linich, Grasso over there, and you see them going over toward the scoreboard operator to adjust the time. Coach Zach Tonelli with some words of wisdom to Sonny Sasso. Kevin Ward getting an explanation now from Linich. And again, if Virginia Tech is going to keep this candle lit, they must win this weight. So this is a big call coming up.
It is.
This crowd knows it. And they are going to award the one like we thought. So Sasso will get the point, and as a result, they're going to have to knock off a few seconds of riding time, which is not a factor right now.
But the reason why they gave it a point was it looked like it was a stall call because he's still down on bottom. So now they're up. So he raised his fist for a stall call, and now it's an escape, so it's now 2-1.
So Sasso with his first lead. Rock, we're going to revisit that stall call in a moment, but we're going to let the action go here. 2-1 Sasso trying to hang on. Riding time not a factor. Oklahoma State trying to seal this duel on the road.
Sasso is crafty from a defensive situation. Many times guys from the state of Pennsylvania are good at scrambling, and Sasso is one of the best at 197 at scrambling. That means that Merrill has to show himself, meaning that he's got to attack. He just can't push, he's got to shoot. We are now short time. Oh, swim. A little swim action there. He's getting across the body. He's getting across the body. Now Sasso's got to stay locked in the crotch. A little swim action there. He's going to come through the back. Lots of motion here, not enough time. Is it enough? He's going to try and move forward. Is it enough? He's going to hold on till he pops his head up. It's almost there. Sasso's going to hold it right there. Almost popped out. Match over. They're still wrestling. It's over, fellas. And the brick, of course. Of course.
So the brick from Oklahoma State. Taylor wants the 3. And we are going to go back to the scorer's table, which gives us time, Rock, to digest the first challenge that we had with the stall instead of the 1-point escape.
Right, so we were looking at the escape, and they were looking for everything in the series. So maybe the brick was for the escape, but the officials had the opportunity to look at the whole sequence. So in the whole sequence, under the view of the officials, there was a stall call there, maybe because he dropped down on the ankle. So remember, let's go here. So this is the last flurry, and if we could, the clock is at, you can see the clock going down. Control is felt. So right here, you can see that Merrill has kind of come through the back, but the leg is still held in. He's trying to pop his head, but a good job by Sasso to hook the foot. 1 second. Oh, that was really close. But as long as he kept that arm, as long as he kept that in, that is enough. So great job for swim there by Merrill. Merrill is moving forward, and he swims his left arm through. Watch him swim his left arm through. Brings down, and we're going to have a call.
No 3, and Sasso picks up the win. And Virginia Tech and this crowd knows they still have life. Sonny Sasso, moments like this, 19-5 this year. Reigning ACC runner-up, Connor Doucet stepping in for the NCAA champ, Hodge Trophy winner from a year ago, Wyatt Hendrickson exhausting his eligibility. So it's Doucet back in there for the Cowboys. The duel comes down to this, Oklahoma State by 4, and it's up to the 2 heavyweights. 6,200 strong inside Cassell Coliseum. They were gathered an hour and a half outside in the rain, hoping for a little magic tonight from their heavyweight.
What do you say to someone that you know they need bonus points to stay in it? The first thing to say is first of all, win. The first thing, win. But look for opportunities to score more. Look for opportunities to get back points. When you're taking someone down, there's that quick moment where you might be able to sneak in a quick 2 count. But the number 1 goal is the rest of your match to win. And of course, attack.
Looking for the attack, had the arm, the 2-on-1 of Doucet. For Doucet, the redshirt senior, he is happy to be back in the lineup, sitting behind one of the all-time greats in Wyatt Hendrickson and his historic run last year. One of the more memorable moments in recent years. And his win, the NCAAs over Gable Steveson, Hodge Trophy winner. So he sat a full year learning from one of the best, sparring with one of the best. And keep in mind, Doucette was the guy before Hendrickson arrived via the transfer portal. He's a two-time qualifier of the NCAAs.
Both guys work to score.
Was Oklahoma State starter in 23 and 24. Won a couple of matches at Nationals in 24. Trying to clear out the head here. Front head position for Jimmy Mullen. Has the underhook as well. Mullen trying to tug one way or the other, but Doucette's a hammer. He's tough to move.
Side, Doucette's doing a good job of staying centered. He's keeping his head right in the middle of the back, not pushing to one side. This crowd is getting really behind Mullen.
33 seconds and counting in this opening period, scoreless.
Where are we at, Nick?
Oklahoma State wins from Forest at 133, Vega 141, Rabidou at 57, Lockett and Facundo. Virginia Tech giving Mullen a chance to be the hero following tight wins at 84 and 97 from Bullock and Sasso. Jimmy Mullen, redshirt sophomore, grew up on the East Coast, Kearney, New Jersey, St. Joe's Regional. He's all in on wrestling, made the decision to go full-time on the sport following the NCAA Wrestling Championships in 2024. He told us it was such a powerful experience. And that is one thing that Tony Roby believes in with these freshmen that are redshirting, get them at the NCAAs. Chasing down Doucette, follows him up near the edge. And they will go out of bounds 12 seconds in.
When you saw Doucette stand and put his head down, Mullen immediately went to that cradle.
Thinking big.
Good job, guys. Try to stay in for me.
The adrenaline that you have when the crowd is behind you allows you to do things you just don't think you can do. When you're exhausted and the crowd gets behind you, it's a swing.
Yep.
Doucette briefly up into the tripod, now turns faces and he is away.
Neutral.
Doucette gets out, gets the point. And a 1-0 lead for the Cowboys senior. Connor Doucette said he feels completely different this year. Put in a ton of preparation, a full year of training last year. We'd often talk about with the local media in Stillwater when starters were getting ready for their duels and tapering off. He would find David Taylor and those two would grind it out. Every road trip, just put in a ton of one-on-one time with Coach Taylor. A steady force in their lineup, leading the team in dual points scored this year. Front head position, tried to change direction, run to the corner, but Doucette clears it away. Now Mullen back in. Low strike here from Jimmy Mullen.
And you see that Connor Doucette is trying to lift between. Now Jimmy Mullen's going to try to move to the head, but Connor Doucette's still got the leg. He's going to go into a Peterson. That's a Peterson right there. That's take that in back points. Unbelievable wrestling there. He went right into a Peterson. That's a big swing right there.
The 3 and then the 2 back points for Doucette. And just like that, he goes up 6-0. And a stall underneath on Doucette for not improving position. But let's go back to the Peterson route.
Kept rolling and watch. And as Doucette is rolling through, there comes the Peterson by sitting in. Watch this. A roll, sit through, Peterson. Perfect. Control is established. 1-1000, 2-1000. And then Jimmy Mullen got his back up.
Here we go.
Great feel there by Doucette. Great feel.
It's funny how time moves on. When Doucette arrived, he was the young guy on campus. He had fixtures to rely on. Some of the elder statesmen, Dayton Fix, Dakota Gear, Caden Gefeller, Bulu Ellen. Now he's the elder statesman. on this young Cowboy roster, just littered with talent.
I'm not sure what's going on with the scoreboard here.
I
Sorry,
think
guys.
they're having an issue with the scoreboard, so that is what has caused the delay. Nick Grasso bringing over Kevin Lineage to just make sure everybody's on the same page. You had the escape for the first point for Doucette, then the 3 off the Peterson, and the 2 swipes for the near fall. So 6 is the correct number. Once again, want to remind our audience looking for Clemson and Pitt Gymnastics. That is over on the ESPN app. As soon as we're done here from Blacksburg after this particular match at heavyweight, we will get you to Fitzgerald
Okay, Red, you're
Fieldhouse
good. Go ahead,
and ACC Gymnastics.
Things can happen real quickly with heavyweights, but Doucette's doing a good job of following the hips. Mullen is still trying to move. He's trying to get out. Ooh.
Comes crashing down.
Red.
Head absorbing all of that contact with the mat.
Red chooses neutral.
And Doucette carries a 6-0 lead into the third period. It is Mullen's choice. He says, let's start neutral.
Looking feet to back. And Doucette's got a good job of just staying right in the center. Don't play the edge. He's holding a good stance, not getting out of his position. And Mullen, that whole scenario to have the second period was off of Mullen's offense.
Tug onto the back of the neck, minute 30 and counting. Connor Doucette trying to provide the role of the closer here for David Taylor in Oklahoma State. A college duel on this Sunday afternoon late in the year that has lived up to every ounce of the hype coming in. Mullen shoots in, waterfall position right back up over the top for Doucette. Now you see Mullen trying to split the legs. Let's see what side he tries to go to.
And Doucette's doing a good job of holding the ankle. They just want to be easy, as the official saying easy. They don't want anybody hurt here in a tough situation. Stalemate. Stalemate means that nothing can be improved. Jimmy Mullen is still attacking. And with heavyweights, it doesn't take long. Something happens quick and there's a swing. This is the great thing about the 3-point takedown and 4-point near fall. Takedown and near fall, Jimmy can win this match. But Doucette's doing a good job of just staying right there. You see he's not leaving that maroon. He's right on the V of the VT. He's standing. And you see I circled? He's standing right there in battle. That's exactly what you want to have late in the match. Stay in the center.
2 teams entering today that were on quite a roll as a stall call is tagged to Doucette. Oklahoma State's only blemish was Iowa early in the year. They will extend their win streak up to 11 straight duels, and they get a shot at Iowa to close out the regular season next week. Virginia Tech sees their 6-match win streak come to a halt here. Oklahoma State prevails 19-12 the final.
Solid match. These guys did attack both teams. And what we're seeing is the building of what they're looking to have. A great run on Virginia Tech and Oklahoma State. Good job by both teams.
For Rock Harrison, our fantastic ACC Network crew, this is Sean Kinney saying so long from